All right. Welcome back to more FLA Homes. If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian Clay. Alongside me is one of our real estate rock stars on the team, Miss Crystal. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. How about you?
I am doing great. A community breakdown for everybody out there. This is our objective here. We want to educate you on the area, the community, the type of product that they have, and hopefully help you all make a great decision, whether it's this community or another community. That is our objective. Miss Crystal, take them home.
All right, so I came across this community that it's in phase two. I think phase one was probably completed a little while back, and now they've started on phase two. And it's just a great option for people who want to be in the Winter Haven Lakeland area and not have that CDD payment added every month.
Oh my goodness, you're teasing them already. Low HOAs, no CDD. I want to show everybody where we're at, and then we'll come back to the community tour. By the way, we're going to take a home tour as well. So just relax, relax, relax. All right, so this is where we're located. Here is Orlando. Here is, if I zoom in a little bit, Lakeland. Here's Tampa, and then you're in this pocket, this is Polk County, by the way, one of the fastest growing counties in the nation. And the reason why is exactly what you're seeing. Orlando, everybody knows Orlando. Tampa, everybody knows Tampa. Somewhere in between where you can enjoy both worlds. So if you follow the channel and you know Lakeland, this is where it's at. Here's Winter Haven. Actually, here's Lake Alfred up here as well. Just below that, you have Eagle Lake. And I've always explained or described Eagle Lake as like this pass-through area. Nobody really cared, and I hate to say that. Nobody really paid attention to Eagle Lake, right? It's like, okay, I got to go down to Bartow, so let me pass through Eagle Lake. The benefit to being in Eagle Lake, right, is you are away from, there's a lot of traffic in this area, especially if you're trying to go into Orlando or into Tampa. You don't get that traffic down here. And you're somewhat of the same distance that you would be in any of these areas here to maybe a Winter Haven or a Lakeland, which I'll show you here. You're about 26 minutes away from downtown Lakeland, which I would argue I like downtown Lakeland more than I like downtown Claremont. Ooh, I said it. Downtown Lakeland's really rocking. Claremont, I think, has a lot of potential, but it's really, really nice. Very, very underrated. Downtown Winter Haven, you get to enjoy as well. So about 10 to 16 minutes, depending on the time of day. Crystal would say bullish on downtown Winter Haven as well. Slowly growing, but it's getting there. We have some people that are actually, they have a vision. Living in Winter Haven is cool because you have access to Legoland and Peppa Pig Land. So if you're somebody that doesn't want to go to the long lines at Universal and Disney and now Epic Universe, and you have kids that are, I would say, anywhere between 8 and 4 years old, this is a great option. You have a theme park in your backyard. And then here's your access to Disney. You're about 45 minutes away. And there's actually a Publix that's about 12 minutes away. So that's somewhat of an issue. You're not like next door to Publix. But I would argue, and maybe you can tell us too, like just less traffic in that area.
Yeah, you know what's really underrated too is downtown Bartow. They
True.
have a lot of cool community events and some really neat coffee shops and a wine bar and Mexican restaurant, Italian restaurant. Like it's a very cute town. So you're
And the
really close
courthouse.
to downtown Bartow. Huh? Oh yeah.
And the courthouse too.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that's good or bad, but you're
Yeah, the
15 minutes
brewery.
away from the courthouse.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. That's a good point. You have access to all three of those downtowns, right? You have one that's really growing, kind of not as far along as the others. Winter Haven would be that middle downtown. It's coming together. And then Lakeland has really taken it to the next level. I mean, rooftop bars and hotels, and it's really coming along there.
Yeah, so this is located right off of Highway 17. And so you've got a super Walmart, Publix, and all that in Bartow. You can also hit Publix and everything in Winter Haven, and you're not going to be far from the super Target that's coming into Winter Haven.
That's right.
But you still have that kind of small town feel of Eagle Lake. And if you're, into planes, you're a pilot, you work on planes, this is really close to the Bartow Air Base. So hence why my drone is very low right now and I don't have any big sweeping views of the area trying to
But you were
obey
saying
the rules.
low HOA and no CDD. What is the HOA out here?
It is only $44 a month, Christian.
That is so tough to find nowadays. That is so tough to find. Plus, no CDD. Already loving this community because I don't like paying other people's bills. I just don't like it. Now, sometimes you have to if you want those nice amenities or if they wedge you in an area that everybody wants to be. But if you want to be left alone and you want to pay like low fees, this is my kind of neighborhood here. What's the price range for everybody before we like really press into the homes and the styles?
You can get into a home in this neighborhood, a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, as low as the 290s. And then you can get in a 4-2 or a 4 bedroom, 3 bathroom home up to about $350,000 is the most expensive we've seen. So
Man. So anywhere between that low or high 90, high 290s, but like 300 to 350, no two-story options here. So if you're somebody that really needs a two-story, don't turn off because we still have some, tips for you and stuff, but this might not be that for you. But what I'm seeing, and you'll tell us like the level of home that's out here, but I'm seeing stone finishes in the low freaking 300s. I'm seeing very green grass. So I love that when a developer or a builder is really taking care of the lawn. Look how green this grass is. It might seem like a
yeah,
very small thing, but if you start to get in those communities that are paying, you're getting a home at 290, low HOA, low CD, sometimes you see people that just don't really care too much about the community. Backyard, different
yeah.
story.
Well, the backyards aren't bad and they're level. Some of the other communities around, what you see when the houses back up to each other like this, there's a lot less space in the back of those yards. And a lot of times you have a ditch for drainage running through that center area. So this looks pretty level. And I mean, if you wanted to put in your own pool, you could definitely do that in one of these yards.
Yeah,
You
very
have a
nice.
little bit of a covered lanai, which is fine. You can extend those things down the road if you wanted to have something bigger out the
Yeah.
back, but it's not a bad size backyard.
What now? While we're on yards, like what's the width of these lots that we have out here? Anything special?
So everything on the map is about a 40-foot lot, but I was out there the other day and there are definitely some that I would keep in mind for my clients who are looking for a bigger yard and that's important to them. There are some irregular ones that are significantly larger, which of course we know is good for you down the road if you
Yeah.
want to resale the home. But I definitely will keep an eye on when those lots are becoming available for people who are, that's very important to them. So,
Sure, 100%. And hey, look, if there's a standard 40-foot lot and there is something that's going to be released soon, because we have these relationships with these builders, we're going to tell you, hey, let's wait on this corner lot if we can get it at the same price. That would be very, very nice. Now, the
yes.
exterior of this home, it doesn't strike me as like I'm looking at the pillars, I'm looking at the stone elevation. Doesn't really strike me as a level one home, but you were telling me these are all level one homes, meaning they're going to spec everything out for you.
Right. Yeah, it is a spec home. Look, that's a really nice front covered seating area right there.
Yeah.
Um, you don't get that on a lot of level one homes. You kind of get that flat front, no front porch. This
Yeah.
one, you have the front porch. Everything's specced out, so they are going to decide what floor plan is going on what lot and what is going to be inside. It'll either have gray, white, or like a light brown cabinet, but all the countertops throughout the home are granite. So they're not, going cheap on that for you, like putting the nice stuff in the kitchen and cheaper stuff in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
They're using good products. So yeah, and I mean this is a great 4 bedroom. I believe this is the 2 bathroom layout,
Yeah.
the Juniper floor plan. Yeah. So,
Okay.
but they do have one with that third bathroom, which I think is valuable if you
Here's
can.
here's what here's what's popping off the screen to me, and some of you may be looking at this like, okay, this looks like a typical home. Higher ceilings and
Hmm.
window sills already pop off to me, and to think that the product is somewhere between 295 or 296 and 350, and you get those types of things along with the elevated stone on the outside, and then my favorite thing, no freaking CDD, low weight, like this right here is probably one of the best affordable options that are out there. If you don't
Yes.
mind being in Eagle Lake, which is not bad, it is really not bad. Really, the only thing that I can see somebody really not liking about Eagle Lake is you might feel that some people want the traffic. I don't know. You just want to be next to people. And when you're in the traffic, you're complaining. But if you don't mind just being away from the traffic, this is for you. This is going to be great.
Oh yeah, you're really close to everything. You can hop on to 540 and get to the Parkway really quickly, get to I-4 from there, and you kind of avoid all the stop and go traffic. Like you and I,
Exactly.
if we want to get to the Parkway, we got to go through Winter Haven, and that adds a lot of time and traffic, and they're on this outer edge of town where they can hop over really quickly. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
And so like, yeah, I'm one of those people where it's like I'm next to people, and sometimes I'm just like, I just want to be left alone. Like I don't want to sit at a red light for an hour waiting just to get to Lakeland, right? So, but question for you. All right, so with these homes
Mhm.
here, what are we seeing right now incentive wise? Or we got the price points, but what are we seeing incentive wise?
Okay, so right now on a VA US, well, this is a USDA eligible
Oh
neighborhood,
my
like
goodness. Tell everybody
say. So,
USDA. This is
yeah.
just another, oh my goodness, this is good.
So if you qualify for a USDA loan, which there are some income limits there, you can't make too much money, but that would be a zero down loan. You would still have closing costs that we would work in having as much of those paid. Right now, they're offering to pay all your closing costs. They don't do the prepaids. So that is something to consider.
Yeah,
But with a VA, USDA, and FHA loan, they're offering 4.99%. And on any homes that are move in ready that would close by the end of April, which would be,
pretty
um,
quick.
yeah,
Gone.
actually, we're
Toast.
into May.
We're
So
into May
yeah,
now.
their incentive was old. I'm not even going to tell you about that one, but it may come back around
Sure.
where they have it with the 2-1 buy down.
Yeah.
So at that point, they were offering a 4.75 for the first year. So we could see if that comes back around. We'll definitely keep our eye on that for you. So
Yeah,
we
and
need to.
just peeking at that, right? Because I don't know when anybody's going to watch these videos, but just peeking at that, how we operate is like if we see that a builder has taken it to a level and then brought the incentive back down, we understand where they can take it to. So when we go to
Mhm.
negotiate for our people, we understand that there's a level that they've sold a home at before, or an
Yeah.
incentive that they've given that they'd be able to at least open up to us about. Now it's all about supply and demand. I don't know what the demand is in this community, but if you're working with us, if you're working with Crystal or our team in general, we are going to push hard for you. I love the dual vanity here on both sides.
I do
Like I
too.
am just
Yeah.
seeing some things in this home that you don't see on level one homes.
I thought that was really cool. And I'm sure some people have noticed that they don't have the plastic inserts on the walls in the shower and the tub. They have tile.
Yeah,
Um, so, yeah, everything would be pretty much the same in every home other than the color of the cabinets. The countertop color might vary a little bit, but it's
sure.
pretty neutral. And it's gorgeous. I'm getting to where I really like seeing granite countertops. I'm kind of over the plain
We spoke about that
quartz.
already. You
Yeah,
must
so
have quartz in your
I like.
house though. You must see quartz every single day. That's the reason why you're saying it.
I do. I do. I like the marbling look of the granite. I think it's very pretty. But
Sure.
they do. I think they have nice finishings. They're offering the refrigerator with the appliances. They do not offer a washer and dryer, but
Okay.
all the kitchen appliances come, and they offer all the blinds except for on the sliding door. They don't. There
Very
won't be any
nice.
blinds on that. So really move-in ready, great price point, great location. And I mean, this is a very comfortable layout, I think. I
For
really like how this opens
350,
up to
like
the
if we're
living
talking
room.
about maxing at 350, they have
Hmm.
exceeded expectations right now. So now
Yeah.
some people may listen to the incentives that they're giving, the price points, and maybe even some of the add-ons like the refrigerator and the blinds and stuff, and say, okay, cool, I'm going to go straight to the builder. In that whole thing, that is where we win for our people. That is where we save people thousands of dollars in getting the home ready to move in for you. So buying blinds, buying you said the refrigerator comes with washer and
Hmm.
dryer, like all of those things do cost money, and we know where the builders can flex for you. So make sure you reach out to us. You can text that number or email us, team@morefla.com. It's the best way to reach us. But all in all, Crystal, I mean, this is just one floor plan. I think that, look at this crown molding up top,
Yeah.
42-inch cabinets. I would like to see
The
if the soft
cabinets
close
over,
cabinets.
yeah, the cabinets are over the top of the fridge. They didn't just leave
Sure.
that area blank. This floor plan actually, they have some for sale right now. They're as low as 309,000 and then up to about 330,000. So it could depend on the lot or different finishings. And that gooseberry one to come
I
say
was gonna
hi.
say I love the dog just chilling. The goose is just chilling right there. No, very
He knows
nice.
he's part of this. Yeah.
Really,
Oh,
really good
and all
find.
the
How
families coming
how many homes in total are we expecting in this community here?
in. There is going to be 270 homes in this new phase.
Okay.
And they have one actually that's move-in ready right now, and then they have several that are in the process. So
Okay.
they could sell them, but they don't have a lot of inventory right at the moment, but they have a lot of lots that are going to be opening up and
Very, very
moving
nice.
forward. So we're going to be keeping in touch on all that. And yeah, like you said, it might sound like, oh, we've given you all the information and like these are the things the lender can do for you. But as we've seen in a lot of our under contract videos, if you want to check those out, or our inspection videos, there's a lot more that we do for you besides hooking you up with the builder.
Sure.
We
Sure.
get in touch with the correct sales reps that are going to be there for you. We help you through the inspection process. We help you, make sure that you're getting the max incentives on the deal that you can, but we also are there to help you when unforeseen circumstances come into play in your life and your move and helping you manage the stress of everything. So it
I'm
doesn't
telling you right
cost you
now,
anything.
listen, I would love to tell everybody that this is just a breeze in the wind when it comes to buying a home. We're not trying to scare you, but I mean, things freaking happen. And you got to remember, these national builders, their job is to build and continue to build, right? So like they're not going to let little old your problems stop the building process. They're just not, right? They're just going to continue to roll. So our, with all of the experience that we do have, and sometimes we bring this to light on camera for you, there's a lot of things we can't just we can't tell you everything that's happening because you got people that are living in these homes and people's lives and numbers that we
Hmm.
can't really talk about because that'll disclose too much. But I have
Right.
never seen a transaction that has been the same. It's always freaking different. And I do want to ask you a question on the out of
Hmm.
everything that you said, the most important one to me, and I hate to say this, is the rep. It is the most important. Like you getting a good deal on a home and your transaction being a smooth transaction can really rely on, did you walk in that model home on the right day? If you don't have us that, we have relationships that we'll just go directly to our person, but having the right rep, like talk a little bit
Hmm.
about that before we hop off. Like what are some
Yeah.
things
I
that could
mean,
happen for not dealing with the wrong rep?
yeah, if you just wander into a model home, you're dealing with the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
And whoever greets you is going to be who you're working with the rest of the time there. I've had on some of our customers that are building homes from scratch where the lender didn't have correct information on their deposit or different numbers and things like that just because the sales rep didn't input it into the system right or
Man,
do it right. So they're giving them quotes on things that they're like, no, I put more money down than this,
that's
and
crazy. Yeah.
back me up. So like things like that, we can teach you like, hey, keep track of this.
Yeah.
You're going to have to push at this point. We need to be a united front to make sure this gets done.
Yeah.
We have salespeople that we've had to push to get inspections scheduled. We're like, hey, I know that you've already scheduled a walkthrough with our buyer, but you haven't allowed them to have an inspection yet. We're not going to do that walkthrough
Yeah.
until we get our inspection. So we're there in your corner while you're at work and dealing with the kids and packing your house and trying to sell your house or whatever you're trying to do, get a new job. We're there handling all those things.
And the
So,
builder will pay our fees. The builder will pay our fees. So we'll do all of that stuff and the builder will pay our fees. And plus, the videos that you're seeing is what a custom video would look like, right? Whether it's a lot, a community, breaking down a map for you, showing you the model homes, all of that stuff. So I think we've explained ourselves enough on how we operate. If you want to reach out to us for any questions, it could be 3 years from now. It can be, next week that you need to buy something, team@morefla.com. You could just send us an email there. Anything else before we hop off, Miss Sold?
just reach out to us first. And
Golden
if
rule.
the first community that we talk to you about is not for you, we're going to find the one that is because we are all over this area. We're all over Polk County, Central Florida. We have teammates in other areas that we can reach out to and say, hey, what do you have going on over there? I have this client. And it's people that we trust and that we're working with regularly. And we're finding more and more that these companies are really excited about the business that we're bringing through to them and they want to make us happy and they want to
Exactly.
take care of our clients. So,
Exactly. And not to toot our own horn, but when you walk into a model home with, somebody on the team and everybody wants to get the deal done for you, like I think that helps out. I think that really does help
mhm.
out. So, okay. So, listen, if you made it this far, love you to death. If you could do me a favor, click that like button for us, totally free. If you're not subscribed, what the heck are you doing? Catch you on the next one.